Breaking news. A taste of what's to come in 2013, Michael Bublé, a voice teacher, had not yet taken his place in the red chairs, but it was clear from the start that he liked the show, especially Blake Shelton. Back in the day, the Canadian singer wore a popular Blake Wants Me t-shirt in a post, and his silly face in a picture shows how excited he was. "I've loved The Voice for years from afar," Bubbles said when he joined the show in 2024 that his country friend Blake talked me into it. "I love Blake, he's a great friend, and so did I." It was a huge honor for the singer to join the Legion of Coaches, a group that includes some of the most powerful and important musicians working today. Shelton was right when he said that Bub and The Voice would be a great match. Bubble won his first season. "MB is all I want for Christmas." This is what the singer wrote next to a picture of himself stretching in a Voice t-shirt outside of NBC Studios in New York City in 2013. That look on his face is priceless. It wasn't just him who liked the clothes from the show, which was only 2 years old at the time. Dierks Bentley, a singer-songwriter, shared a picture of the same shirt hanging in the NBC store, along with the joke that he was thinking about wearing it tonight because he was nervous and needed comfort. Many people know Michael Bublé from his swaying good looks and smooth voice. But what many people may not know is that the Canadian crooner has more than one link to The Voice. Bublé was recently seen in an unplanned throwback photo wearing a famous Team Blake shirt. Fans were interested in this strange piece of pop culture history long before he ever showed up in the red chair as a coach on the show. It led to a lot of questions. How did Bublé get into a Blake shirt? What does it mean for his job and his friendship with Blake Shelton? The country music star and voice teacher for a long-time reality TV is full of interesting behind-the-scenes moments and plot turns that come as a surprise. One picture in particular, though, really shows how small the entertainment world can feel at times. Let's look at this strange picture and the interesting story that goes with it. A quick look at Destiny, the shirt for Team Blake. The whole thing began with an Instagram post. A casual black and white picture of Michael Bublé chilling out in what looked like a backstage area. Bub was wearing a worn-out, slightly faded Team Blake shirt, which is a piece of merchandise that Blake Shelton's The Voice fans are familiar with. The shirt itself, which had Shelton's name in big, blocky letters and the clear red and black theme of The Voice, almost seemed like a joke about the country star. People were shocked to see Bub wearing the shirt, and the picture quickly went viral on social media. A lot of people wondered if Bub had always been a secret The Voice fan. Was there something more going on between him and Blake Shelton, or was this just a fun coincidence? A picture of chance happening in the present. The strange bond between Blake Shelton and Michael Bublé. The real story behind the picture is much more complicated than just a pic of clothes. Their friendship has been going on since the early 2010s. Michael Bublé and Blake Shelton are married. Even though their jobs are very different, Shelton is a huge name in country music and a funny voice teacher on The Voice. Bub is a Canadian jazz and pop singer known for his smooth voice and classic ballads. They both have a lot of respect for each other's work, and their friendship comes from working in the music business together. Even though Bub seems very educated, he likes country music. His love for singers like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson was talked about in interviews. On the other hand, Shelton likes how Bublé can use his songs to make people feel things. Naturally, the two would meet at some point, and when they did, it was the start of a friendship that would last many years. Blake Shelton and Michael Bublé actually meet for the first time at an event in Nashville. Both were singing at a benefit show. After a short meeting backstage, they hit it off right away. They became fast friends because they both liked the same funny things and respected each other's work. In the years that followed, they would joke around with each other, go to each other's shows, and support each other at events, but most of their fans didn't know they were friends. When it was time for Bublé to become a coach on The Voice, it seemed like fate had brought them together. It had been years coming up to this point. Many people know that Bublé's appearance on The Voice wasn't an accident. Instead, it was the result of a chain of events that included getting to know Shelton better professionally and wanting to work together on a project as a secret honor. The famous Team Blake shirt's beginnings were more than just a fashion choice for Bub. It turned out that Shelton himself gave them this shirt as a joke, which said a lot about how close they were. In fact, during an interview, Bubble said that Shelton gave him the shirt as a thank you gift while he was in Nashville. You know, Blake and I have always shared a laugh about the odd things people do to try to win on The Voice, but he also knows I have a lot of respect for the show and the culture that surrounds it. Bubble said in the interview he thought it would be fun for me to wear a Team Blake shirt to show my support for his team. It was just one of those jokes we told each other. The time of this event is also important. This happened a long time before Bublé even thought about becoming a coach on the show. At the time, the idea of Bublé sitting next to Blake Shelton was even more popular. Kelly Clarkson and John Legend on The Voice seemed like a far-off dream. Bublé was busy with his own work, his music, his family, and his foreign tours. He wasn't even remotely thinking about becoming a voice teacher. Fans were shocked when the picture came out. It was almost like the world was sending a message. Two of the biggest names in music were always going to be on the same team, even if they didn't fully understand it until much later. What the shirt means in the bigger picture, the link between Bublé's Team Blake shirt and his final job as a coach on The Voice shows how linked the entertainment business can be. Getting on The Voice wasn't just a big step in Bub's business. It was also a way for him to get closer to his friend Blake Shelton. When Bubble finally sat down in the red chair, they were no longer just meeting for the first time. It was like they were brothers because they shared experiences from their different fields and wanted to inspire young artists on the rise. Part of Bub's choice to join the show was his friendship with Shelton and the chance to help spark the next generation of musical stars. Finally, it's important to note that Bub's speech made the show even more sophisticated. He was a singer known for smooth jazz and pop hits, and his knowledge was a nice change from the more mainstream approach taken by other teachers. Bublé had a unique way of mentoring contestants because she focused on the emotional connection behind the voice honing method and, most importantly, she taught them to believe in their own abilities. When asked about it, Bub himself said it, "Blake and I have been friends for a long time and I've always admired what he's done for The Voice. I couldn't pass up the chance to sit next to him and help artists find their own style. It's not about competition, it's about making a place where people can do well." The next step, Bubba Shelton and more, because Michael Bubba did well on The Voice. The unlikely Team Blake shirt is more than just a funny pop culture story. It's a sign of the deep connection between two artists who were always meant to work together. In a world where friendships can end quickly and jobs are based on money, it's a beautiful thing to see. It's nice to see two artists who really care about each other. Both individually and professionally, it's clear that Bub and Shelton's work together will continue to change in the years to come. Music fans can look forward to seeing these two groups work together even more, whether it's on The Voice or in other projects. On the other hand, sharing a Team Blake shirt in a casual way can sometimes lead to the biggest job breakthroughs. This gives you the first part of the piece, which is about the history of Michael Bubble's relationship with Blake Shelton and how they eventually became professional partners.